All right, 69-second summary for the card that was leaked 6 months ago and was a harbinger that 2026 would be a rough year for new decks, leading to major dominance by Dragapult, but hey, at least this thing can two-shot the dragon. There's several ways to play Mega Dragalge EX, yet none of them feel perfect. While its first attack seems good, discarding all their special energy and tools, both Mist and Rocky block the effect. Except Mist and Rocky are the only special energies you need to get rid of, making Enhanced Hammer or Crushing Hammer must. That's because Dragalge's second attack, Pernicious Poison, poisons them, placing 16 damage counters between turns. While they can switch or retreat, the new Roxy's performance prevents the latter on the ladder. If their active is poisoned, they can't retreat, meaning a Dragapult gets knocked out coming into your turn if they don't Munkidori. Unfortunately, the new bubbly water energy prevents status conditions. So again, there's no need to check your watch because it's always hammer time. Thankfully, Dragalge attacks for a water and a darkness, opening up a gaping hole for the Froslass Munkidori combo. Use good old Crispin to power it up, and you basically take a Mega Froslass or Mega Starmie deck and make it worse. That being said, because poison is between turns, it means they'll never be able to use Fezandipity or Unfair Stamp. Unless you pull a pilot and take a KO with Munkidori. But who would be dumb enough to do that? I regret believing in the heart of the cards, but this is fine. I'm going to put the Risky Ruins down because I got completely screwed over by not putting Risky Ruins into play last game, but this is just a terrible start. I decided to go first because Trust Your Pilot believed that, oh, let's go PDCGL, you're gonna help me out here, you're gonna get me everything I need, it's gonna be great. It was not great, it was terrible, but we do have Mega Froslass just kind of chilling on the bench, so that'll be really good. And I'm very curious to see how the Greninja matchup goes. But we know for a fact this entire matchup is going to come down to Lily's determination. Oh, okay. This is kind of disappointing. I'm going to just Lily's here. And wow, I could not have envisioned a worse Lily's. Remember what I just said? As long as I get a good Lily's and this game's just going to come down to Lily's. Remember when I said that and then I Lily'd into basically 8 unplayable cards? God, there's no way, right? There is no way you can shuffle draw 8 and then have an unplayable hand afterwards when your deck has cards in it and this just happens. So in this situation, I have a Dark Feather. I do have Dark Feather to take the knockout this turn. There's a Neo. Oh, you should never do that. You should never prematurely finish with a Neo Upper Energy here. That was a terrible decision. You should literally never attach the Neo Upper. I don't care if it's the right play. You should never do it. Okay. If I can, yeah, they're going to just use the Dunsparce probably to get it out of the way. That's fine. So I'm not really sure what their plan is. They're just kind of hope. Oh, geez. All right. Well, looks like we're knocking out a Froakie. Looks like we're knocking out a Froakie, even though I definitely don't want to, and they can just blow my butt out here. At Malibu Man, absolutely. With Mega Magnetric, you can just one-shot Greninja all day. Everyone's playing Greninja. The problem is the Terra Greninja. So if they see, oh, you're playing Mega Magnetric, I'm just going to play Terra Greninja and I'm going to win the game. So all they need is Munkidori. Oh, not that one. Oh, they're going to Mirage Barrage. They don't realize that I survive. I don't think they realize that I just survived that. Yeah, that was an oopsie on your part there, bro. That was a slight oopsie on your part, wasn't it? I resist fighting. Fighting resistance for the win. All right, so let's go. I mean, I can Badoo. I don't think I want to Badoo that. Let's go double Skrelp, and then we'll get the Froslass back. Or sorry, the Snorunt back. We get the Snorunt back. Actually, yeah, I guess I kind of have to. Like, I know Risky Ruins is in play, but they have made a very bad oopsie here in their pants. So let's go Crispin. Let's thin out some more things. And then, yeah, we'll put the water into the hand. We'll go Darkness there. We'll go Darkness there. And then, do I use Clutch or do I use Dark Feather? I don't think Dark Feather necessarily helps me out here. So I'm just going to go water on you because I have a water in my hand. And then we just go clutch. So this hopefully forces them to suck a butt. And, you know, we have a Dragalge attack next turn unless they get another... Actually, they just need any energy, right? But the problem if they go for a Mirage Barrage after attaching like a water energy, they have to lose the Neo Upper. So they need an ignition here. But some of these lists only play one ignition, and they should not have put that Bidoof... Okay. That is totally fine with me. Oh, this is great. They're about to get absolutely beaten off here. Press 1 if you want to watch me beat off a Greninja player. So they have the Neo Upper. You never want the Neo Upper to be on your Greninja EX unless you obviously know that things are going to go well. But they must have had a really terrible hand, and they were just like, I got to attach that Neo Upper. I got nothing else going on. I'm just going to go immediately into the Skrelp. So I'm not quite sure how they win this. The question is, do I want to evolve into the Froslass? There's pros and cons that I'll talk about, but I think I have to. And let's go Pernicious Poison. And it's unfortunate because now they can just retreat, but hopefully they're going to have to retreat off the energy. Like, the best I think they can do right now is retreat into Bidoof and item lock me, but that's not great, and that's fine. But yeah, so the reason I don't evolve into the Froslass is because I could get a Mega Froslass, right? They would knock out the Yveltal. I might need a Mega Froslass to win this game because they have such a gigantic hand. The reason I did want to evolve into it is because that Meowth is going to get whittled down, and if I can find a Munkidori at any point, we will be totally fine. But they're in a position where they have to make a big decision. Why not Corrosive Liquid? Because this isn't Mega Greninja. This is Terra Greninja, which attacks for a single water, and they probably have 7 water in their deck. So doing the damage makes a lot more sense. Are they going for a Mirage Barrage? I don't agree with this. I don't agree with knocking out my bench here. I do not agree whatsoever with this move you're about to make. I agree with retreating. I 100% think you should retreat into the Bidoof. And then, oh, they're knocking out Froslass and Yveltal here. There is absolutely no shot they just did that. They're going to give me the free prizes. So clearly they've never faced Mega Dragalge before. Clearly they have never faced Mega Dragalge before because they would have known that you don't do that. So I'm going to get a free prize. That's 2 free prizes, essentially, and then I have a knockout on everybody. I can put the Snow Runt down, which is great. That's a Lily's. Okay, so... I mean, I could retreat. Do I have a monkey? I do have 2 monkeys. So, we're going to sort of see what happens here. I'm going to obviously special red card them. So we go special red card. Amazing card, and then Lily's Determination. I just want Monkey Darkness Energy, and game is over. I think I just got Monkey Darkness Energy. All right, so wait. Okay, hang on a second. I think I don't do that, right? Nah, Heart of the Cards, baby. Heart of the freaking cards, bro. Nah, bro, we got this one. I don't, there's no way they can win. What are they going to do? Win? There's no way they got this. I've already won. They have no chancey in hell. And did you like that I didn't get either of the pieces that I needed, but I still won? All right, so I want to heal the Snow Runt. Why am I healing the Snow Runt? Pop quiz, everybody. Poop quiz. Why is Trust Your Pilot healing the Snow Runt? Because if they were to get a Mega Greninja and snipe 6 damage counters, then I just lose the game. Because they could have gone Mega Greninja, snipe the Snow Runt, take a prize, and then, like, obviously there's some shenanigans they could have made to work with, you know, bosses or Thrustin and Gustin. But you have to heal the Snow Runt because they would snipe 6 damage counters, and that's just a free prize, and we don't want them to get a free prize. But I think they have learned that Trust Your Pilot is amazing, and even when he lilies into 8 unplayable cards, he can still beat off anybody, no matter how hard they think they are. And there we go. And yes, I understand they got rid of the Neo Upper, so attacking with Mega Greninja was very unlikely. But there was theoretically a world where they could have gone double Mega Greninja, snipe the Snorunt, snipe the Munkidori, and then there would have been 3 damage counters on the Munkidori with their own Munkidori. So it was a potentially game-losing move by putting the Munkidori down, but that made this game more fun, which is why I did it. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Very, very interesting matchup coming up here. I think I just go immediately for the Munkidori. I did prize one of my baby Froslass. I have one dude prized. Okay, so let's go Snorunt, Skrelp, Risky Ruins, Munkidori, and turn. But believe it or not, this is 4 out of 5 games where I've had Meowth EX in my starting hand. Oh my god. Yep, of course. They just have... it's going to be one of those games where Dragapult just has everything. I hope you're ready, waiting, willing, and excited here, because I would have just been able to knock out the stupid Badoo, because Hilda for Dragalge, for everything, would have been all that I needed. You know, it's like the use. That's all that I got. All right, let's go Hilda for Dragalge Darkness. And then I go, attach to you, Dragalge, Froslass, and then Adrenabrain. So now the Badoo is within range, and I've already played a supporter. So I think next turn, it really depends on what they do, because the odds of them being able to do everything are quite high because it's Dragapult. You know, Dragapult's just always going to do it like that. You know, they need Rare Candy, Dragapult, Crispin, and they're going to obviously do that because that's what Dragapult does every single time. The good news is the jamming tower doesn't really matter. It's just that if they hadn't bumped it, I would have just knocked out the Badoo, and that would have been, like, really, really good. Okay, so we get a prize. The good news is that we get a prize. The bad news is that I have to suck my own butt, and, you know, that I'm not as flexible as I used to be. Okay. This is awkward. I think I have to Meowth. Okay, so bear with me here. Bear tick with me here. Why am I Meowthing first? Pop quiz time. Why did Trust Your Pilot Meowth before taking the knockout? Because he wanted 8 cards instead of 6. Okay, that's cool. Love that. And in this situation, I think I go Adrenabrain. Let's heal this guy. No. 6, 7, 4, 6. No, I guess I don't. I was going to say I should probably heal the Munkidori, but with quick maths, I think this is the correct play. And then, yeah, there's that guy. So the reason that I healed the Snorunt is because I'm anticipating Dragapult Psychic bosses. If they go Dragapult Psychic bosses and I leave the Snorunt damage, that's a knockout on the Snorunt. Now they might change their tactics, because now they would need bosses, Crispin, which they can't do, obviously. So it just requires them to have a much bigger combo than I think they're able to get here. Now we have to hope they don't get Unfair Stamp. That is the one card. That is the one thing you have to be aware of with Munkidori, is this deck does not activate Unfair Stamp or Pheasantipity unless you take a knockout with Munkidori on your turn. That is the one thing you want to avoid. But they have to find one of their 3 Psychic. If they don't, they're just knocking out the Snorunt, and I am just in so much business. I'm all up in their business. There's their Monkey. If they just attach a Dark... Oh my god. Everybody, we're facing a Dragapult player who just doesn't have it like that. This is a Dragapult player who didn't just immediately have it like that. Everybody, do you understand what is happening right now? This is a Dragapult player that just does not immediately have it. I think I need a new pair of pants. All right, so then we go... Oh, I don't know if I have any energy left. Uh-oh. I don't know. Do I have one of each energy? Please? Okay, we got 2 of each. We're good. We're good. Yeah, something screwy happened there. All right, so let's go Munkidori down, Snorunt, Crispin for, Water Darkness. Let's get the water into the hand. What are you doing, step bro? I'm about to perniciously poison you. All right, so in this situation, Trust Your Pilot wants to, I think, put 3 on this guy and then take away the 2. Take away from this guy, and then if they heal 3, I'm trying to do the math right now. I think I don't put it on the Dragapult, and I just put it on that guy. So we're fully set up there. I can't evolve anybody. Then we go Pernicious Poison. So the thing here is if they choose to heal their Dragapult with the Munkidori so they can attack with Phantom Dive, that's perfectly fine. I think they're in a situation where they just have to hard retreat. And this would have been a great situation to play Roxy's Performance, but I think the Crispin play would have been better anyway. I think even if I had Roxy's Performance, I probably would have used Crispin in that situation again. And that just speaks to how I've never once used Roxy's in all of my games with Dragalge on stream and testing. Because Roxy, it's the worst supporter in your deck. Lilies you want to use right away. Crispin you want to use turn 2. Bosses you want to use turn 3. Roxy is, if you're facing Dragapult and you really need to take a KO and this, it's just not. Roxy's just isn't great. I think this is really good for us. As long as they attach to the active, this is really good for us. Oh, they're attaching to the bench. Okay. So they attach to the bench, which means they're going to retreat. And I think this is okay, right? Because I can use Mega Froslass. Okay. And there's no reason to use bosses here. I will definitely not be using bosses hors d'oeuvres. They split the beams. That's also fine. Okay, so their Munkidori is hurt. I don't need to really do a whole lot right now. There's a Dunsparce. Okay, I definitely need to heal my Froslass because that's a bit of a problem if I don't. There's nothing I can really do for the Dragalge here. It's just heal that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to take a knockout of the Dracloak. So then we go 1, 2, 3. And that's a prize. So again, they have access to Unfair Stamp. What the hell is that? All right. We can play with my balls. Get rid of that. And probably the Dunsparce, because I don't think that's ever going to happen. We have the Froslass, but we also have Glalie. As much as I want to use Glalie, and this is kind of like my spice card, I have to protect my Mega Froslass. Right? I think protecting the Froslass is more, or protecting the Snorunt is more important here. So things are important here, but I think that's more importanter. Like I can knock out this guy. So maybe that is the right call. I think actually, no, I think I've realized something, and that I'm a freaking genius, and that going for that Dragapult is better because now all I have to do to win the game is knock out this Dragapult on the bench, which is very easy. They can't take a 5 prize turn. They definitely can't take a 5 prize turn, right? There's no world where they take a 5 prize turn, right? Please? So everyone comment down below. There's no way you're okay, Pilot. There's no way they can take a 5 prize turn. You're a good boy. You're a good boy, Pilot. You've got the nicest feet. No one can hurt you here. This is a safe space. Everyone, just comment down below. This is a safe space. Oh God, there's the Unfair Stamp. That's fine. That was their supporter. What? What? You're playing? I feel like they played this matchup very wrongly. Did they prize their Unfair Stamp? That must be the only thing. They must have prized the Unfair Stamp. Oh, they were trying to be smart. They were trying to be a fart smella and stop themselves from losing, but I'm going to beat them off because they forgot that they take 3 cards, right? They forget that they take 3 cards off the thing. So this is just a very good combo with Mega Froslass. You know, just being able to have a real heavy hitter. So they knock out the Dragalge and then you do 350, right? You use Dragalge to knock out the first Dragapult. This is kind of textbook. I think things would have been a lot worse had they, had a semi-decent hand on that second turn. And I really do hate that Dragalge will never be the MVP, just PDCGL doesn't count poison damage as anything. So it counts as attack damage, I think. Maybe not. But Dragalge will never be the MVP. And I think if they had a slightly better start, it would have been a little bit more tricky, Jim. But I still won, and I beat them off, and you should have your feet out at all times. This isn't as bad of a matchup as Zoroark, but this is still an absolutely horrific matchup for us. I think I have to go Dunsparce, Skrelp. They are currently not threatening anything, which is nice. So I'm just going to attach to the Skrelp and then go end turn. But the reason you can't really win this matchup is this stupid thing. Team Rocket's Articuno. Prevent all effects of attacks down to your basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. Guess what Team Rocket's Mewtwo is? That is a basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. So, yeah, we can't poison it. I also can't use Corrosive Liquid to get rid of all their energy. So we're going to have to go 4 for 4 on Crushing Hammer if we want any hope of winning. And that's very unlikely. But if I can just get some Munkidori on the field and get them powered up, I have a slight chance. Because I have Heroes, I think I have Heroes Cape in the list. I can Shake and Bait, we can do some things. But it is very important that I save the Crushing Hammers. Yeah, that's going to retreat and knock out the Dunsparce, that's fine. I have to save the Crushing Hammers for Team Rocket's energy. And, okay, so remember, the Spidops are not safe. The Spidops do get knocked out, which is really... What? Okay, that's smart, but I'm a little turned on right now. Okay, I was going to say I have to save the Crushing Hammer for Team Rocket's energy, but that changes things immensely. All right, so maybe they just didn't have it like that or something. But they know I can't knock out the Mimikyu, and yes, that's how you say it, and yes, I hate it. All right, so let's go Totsadiri, Yveltal, this guy. And then Crushing Hammer. Oh, 1 for 1, baby. 1 for 1. So let's get rid of that. And then I can do a couple things here. As much as I want to Crispin and then retreat and then trap the Team Rocket's Mimikyu, I think I want to... Oh, okay, I should have done that. As much as I want to do this really smart thing, and I should have done that. All right, so we need... Crap, that's 1 Munkidori. That's not good. So I only have the 1 Monkey, which isn't great. Oh, you're right. Retreat Lock isn't effective in attack. I keep forgetting about that. Okay, so there's a Quillfish. There's a Dunsparce. More like Dumbsparce, am I right? More like Dumbsparce. Huh? Get it? Get it? Because it's not like a... never mind. Okay, we got us. That's the first time I've hit a Totsadiri today to tell you how bad that card is. All right. What does Trust Your Pilot do to win this game? Not much. So they knock out the Totsadiri. I have a Crispin. I also can play with my balls. They have had everything, but this is just absolute nightmare matchup for us. I'm just playing a strict Dragalge list. So... You know, you have 4 Crushing Hammer. 4 Crushing Hammer is totally fine because you can get rid of their, you know, their Mist Energy, their Rocky Fighting, their Bubbly. Can't get rid of this thing, though. So we got to go into Yveltal. You know, it's fine if they have to do the thingy thing, but I really needed to have 2 Munkidori. I don't know if I have 2 Munkidori. I'm assuming I have 2 Munkidori because I keep changing the list so much. It's tough to know for sure. But, okay, that's a Dunsparce. That's pretty good. And then to Dunsparce. So, I think I go to Dunsparce first, because I would really like a Quillfish or something, I think. Oh, hello. Pheasantipity is a card that exists. Don't forget about that. Pheasantipity is a Pokemon card that exists. You might not remember this. It is a card that exists. All right, so we go into you. And then I have Crispin. What is the plan here? Because that Pheasantipity was absolutely goated. And then I have to... Badoo isn't good. Pecharunt isn't good. I can play with my balls. Let's get rid of Poffin and Badoo. Pecharunt is probably going to be a way that we win this game. So let's go. Oh, this is so unfortunate, though. Because they can just knock out my Pecharunt, which is really bad. And if I put a water on anybody, that's also really bad. And then that's also... Everything is just bad. Everything is bad. There's no good move right now. You know, the only good thing is they can't activate Archer. But I need this to be a Munkidori if I play 2. I'm kind of banking on the fact that I have 2. But they don't have a Mewtwo yet, right? That is one nice thing. They don't have access to Archer. They don't have a Mewtwo. Clefairy is not a huge problem because, you know, they might be able to get it up, but maybe they don't see it or maybe they prized it. As long as I think if I just keep this guy off the field. So if I shuffle, draw the... They're going for the monkey. Yep, that's the move I would have made. They're going for the monkey, but I'm just taking Spidops KOs all game long. And if I can just hit one of these 2 Crushing Hammer, I will take one of 2. I'm okay with one of 2 Crushing Hammers. That is fine. I will happily take that. Okay, we just need to hit a Team Rocket's energy and everything is fine. But this, you can see how of a nightmare this is, how much of a nightmare this is just because of the Articuno. Okay, we have 3 chances to get 1 heads. Crap. We have 3 chances to get 1 heads. 3 chances to get 1 heads. There we go. Okay, we have 1 Crushing Hammer left. We can still do this, everybody. Okay, we have to go Night Stretcher for the monkey. Monkey down, and then I get Water, Darkness. I put the water into the hand. We put the darkness on the Munkidori. They probably have another Giovanni. And then, yeah, if I get Skrelp, I think I put the Skrelp down. We did not get a Skrelp. I also think I might need that Meowth later, but it just kind of feels like I'm going to lose this game, doesn't it? Just kind of really feels like I'm going to win this or lose this game. Yeah, I can't really use the Quillfish. I could put the Dunsparce down. I am very worried about a potential Lily's Clefairy play, but I'm just kind of... I don't have many options here. This is just a nightmare matchup. But at least this one, I can kind of finagle it with the Crushing Hammers. The Zoroark matchup, you have no chance against Zoroark. Ooh, that would be a great card if I could poison anybody. That'd be a great card if I could do anything with it. Okay, so maybe is the strat here to knock out the Articuno? There's no one I can knock it out with. I can knock it out with Pecharunt EX. So I think my win condition or my path to victory is I have to knock out the Articuno on a special red card turn and then do the thing. So I knock out the Articuno on a special red card turn with the Pecharunt EX. But I haven't really managed my energy perfectly. There's a Giovanni. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. They're going for the Munkidori again. Yep, they know what they're doing. Ah, man, this is rough. And they got the grass on the thing, so they just need a Team Rocket's energy. It's going to come down to special red card. Oh, man. Yeah, the Roxy's performance isn't great. At this point, I think I have to change my strategy. And, ooh, there's an energy switch. That's not great. There's a gemstone. Again, not a great card. Okay, so Pecharunt, I think it has to go into play. I think I have to... Ah, man, this is just so awkward. Okay, so let's go Gravity Gemstone just to get it out of the deck. I'm going to play the Crushing Hammer, obviously, to see if I can get rid of that grass energy. We went 3 for 4. I am always happy with 3 for 4 on Crushing Hammer. You can never be upset about that. The problem... Well, the thing is, they're never going to activate Archer. That is the one thing that I can sort of hang my hat on, is that Archer will never be a card that is played here by them unless I take a knockout with like the Petrarunt or something. So let's go Lily's Determination. That's really good, except for the fact that it isn't. That's really good, except for the fact that it isn't. And then we go Pernicious Poison. Okay. And then, yeah, if you're wondering why was it 18, it's because of the Perilous Jungle, which adds 2. I'm not really sold on Perilous Jungle because most things get knocked out by Pernicious Poison. The thing that Perilous Jungle helps is if they have Munkidori. And I definitely tried to fit... I definitely tried to fit a Patrat in here, and it just didn't happen. But we're actually in a decent spot. We're not in a decent spot anymore. We are not... Oh, we could have won this game so easily. Could have so easily won this game. This was the easiest win, but then they just got everything. Okay, you know, special red card is a lie. Special red card is an absolute lie. Oh, man. And Zeppalok? Well, it wouldn't have mattered, but they could have archered. Right? They could have just archered there, and that would have been also terrible. All right, so that's 210. Oh, man. So, I mean, I guess I can attack with I can't attack with a fresh Dragalge because we don't have that. Let's just go Crispin, get the water out of there. So, yeah, let's subjugate some chains. Wow, I have a literally unplayable hand right now. Isn't that cool? Literally unplayable. There's a lot of things I would like to do right now. I mean, they're just an energy away. Actually, 160. 160 doesn't do it. 220, but 220 is perfect. I can clutch the Spidops, but then they would just bosses and potentially win. If I take a knockout the hard way, that's also bad. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to win this one. I think if I had a Dunsparce or something, you know, if I had a playable card in my hand, I could have won. But when you red card someone and they get Ariana Grande off of that, there's not a whole lot of ways you're going to win. Right? If I had... Okay, the fact that they didn't just go immediately into Mewtwo is fine. Again, they can't use Archer. That's a freaking Night Stretcher, so I think they got it, right? Because if they went for Spidops, that probably means they have it, because why would they go for Spidops and not Energy? Unless they just have a really junk hand. Like, if their hand is... Okay, that's great. So, do they realize that they have it? Oh, wow, they just have everything. Okay, all right, okay. Literally special red card into Ariana, into Double Team Rocket's Energy, into Lily's Clefairy, into Spidops, into everything. And there you go. Why didn't I switch into Petrarunt? Because Petrarunt was my win condition. I needed Petrarunt to knock out the Mewtwo, so if I lose the Petrarunt, I lose the game. And if I take a knockout with the Petrarunt, they can use Archer to affect my hand down to 3 cards, and then I would lose that way too. And they also would have just needed Giovanni to win. There was no way we win that game. You know, now that I think about it, I probably should have put a Psychic Energy in the deck, but that's for nerds. Why do you have a 2 retreat cost? What? Well, who's like, oh yeah, we got to give this Goomy a 2 retreat cost? There's a good idea. Hey everybody, what if we gave a 60 hit point piece of crap a 2 retreat cost? Oh, there's a great idea. Yeah. Oh, that can't screw anybody over. It's not going to make anybody not want to play it at all. My opponent's playing the 60 hit point Froakie. So you should never do this in a world... Oh, I guess they have 160 hit point Froakie and they just happen to get that one magically off the top and they're goated like that. Okay, so if I go for Shaman, we know that that's a good card because if I don't put Shaman down, we're going to get Mirage Barraged, which has happened way too much today. So let's go Darkness Energy... And then Hero's Cape, and then I play with my balls. We go get that and that. And let's get a... Mega Dragalge. I don't have anything going on next turn, but I'm assuming I'm making the bold assumption that my opponent is going to knock out my Goomy this turn. Right? That's the only way that this makes sense. And I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Goodra worked in this deck, right? If they can't retreat, because that's always been the big thing, is you can't Lilies and Roxy's in the same turn. You can't Bosses and Roxy's in the same turn. So what if I paired this thing with Goodra? Well, then, of course, the stupid Goomy has a 2 retreat cost, right? The Goomy has a 2 retreat cost. That was so bad. That was so bad. Oh, man. But hopefully they just go for the KO on the Goomy, and then I don't know what's going to happen from there. The Badoo is an absolute liability. I shouldn't do that. Oh, man. But, you know, at least my Badoo is protected. You know, my Badoo and my Shaman on the bench are protected, but my Badoo is a free prize for Mega Greninja. It's not that Greninja is good, it's that Terra Greninja is really strong right now. Just, you know, 1 energy attack cost. And then if you need a heavy hitter, you can do it, right? It does 170, goes, gets any... Okay, they went for the Mirage Barrage. Please knock out the Goomy. Please knock out the Goomy. Please do the dumb thing and knock out the Goomy and hit the Dragalge. Okay, we have a chancey. Because they have a 0 card... Well, they have a 1 card hand. We can absolutely do this. Okay, we can do this. As long as the 1 card they got off the prizes was not good, we are fine. Okay, I did not need the Sliggoo. Oh, I prized my other one. Fantastic. And instead of a Darkness Energy in my hand, guess what's in my hand? A Water Energy. Everything is going wrong today. All right, well, they can hit into me, and then they can get any card they want, but they will lose the Greninja. Unless their top deck and their prize was absolutely insane. But I was going to win this game until I Lilies'd into nothing. It happens far too often that I Lilies into nothing. Like, you think a Shuffle Draw 8 is good, and then it's like, no, it's really not. But you're seeing just all the problems with Dragalge. Lilies is terrible. You know, I was able to preemptively prepare. Problem Child, thank you for the sub. I was able to preemptively prepare for trouble, but it's like I needed 2 Munkidori turns. If I was able to get a Munkidori, if I had a Darkness Energy in my hand instead of the... And they get to choose any card they want. They get to choose any card they want off the Shinobi Blade. And they have a Mega Froslass. Okay, well maybe... Oh, no, I was going to say maybe they just don't have everything. No, they got everything. This is insane. They did all of this off of a 0 card hand. Remember that they had a 0 card hand after they ended their turn last turn, and now this is their board position. This is a real feels bad. Do not play Dragalge. It is so bad. Heed my warning. Do not play Dragalge. I'm going to cut out... I had an Alakazam game in the YouTube video originally, but it went on a very long time, and they just conceded because they had a 24-card hand and couldn't find bosses. I'm going to leave this one in here. This is what happens with this deck. You cannot do anything with this deck. This card is terrible. Obviously, I shouldn't have the Badoo in play. I know that's a bit of an oopsie. But I need so many things to go right, and just everything goes wrong. Okay. Those are literally the 2 worst cards I think I could have pulled from the prizes. That's pretty impressive, I gotta say. All right, well, I'm knocking out a Froakie. They do need... Ooh, okay, that's really good. Never mind, we got a great top deck. I bring up this guy. We go into Dragalge. I hit him with the Pernicious Poison. Most likely they have Neo Upper Energy. But now they're in a situation where they have to retreat the dude. Unfortunate. Well, actually, this is really good. They need Surfing Beach. If they have Surfing Beach, they can go into Mega Froslass and knock out my Dragalge, because obviously I couldn't play the Crushing Hammer with no energy. But, okay, there's the Neo Upper. They will take the knockout, but they can't. They will get knocked out on their turn. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, so actually they will get knocked out coming into my turn? Wait, how will they get knocked out? No, they're going to get knocked out coming into their turn, which is really bad. So I have to give them the Badoo. So the Badoo is what has to go into the active because I have to item lock them. I cannot put the Dragalge in the active because that is a game-losing card if they just have Mega Froslass. Okay, I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. They're going to get knocked out going into their turn. I'm going to item lock them. But I'm basically item locked because I have no playable cards in my hand, but we actually have a slight chance. I'm giving you hope, and I'm going to take it away at the last second. Okay, there's a Frogadier. The fact that they haven't Mortal Shurikened is really good for us. Because they can take 2 easy... Ah, crap. I did that talking thing again. Okay, so they knock out the Badoo. And then what do? I guess I just give them the Shaman? No, I can't give them the Shaman because they're going to have 1 prize left. Oh, God. Everything just went so bad so quickly. And there's Ninja Spinner. They have to put the energy back into their hand because Ninja Spinner kind of sucks. They did 2 hundo. All right, so I still have a chance. But I have to be able to play my top deck. Eevee, yeah, if only I could play the Crushing Hammer. But I can't, and as long as I can play this card, we win. No, okay, I'm taking a huge risk here. Oh, it paid off. Okay, so in this situation, I put the Munkidori down. I go, oh, what do I do? Okay, so I'm taking 3 prizes. I can't do anything. The Goodra was like 7 wasted cards here. There's a Crispin. Let's go Ultra Ball for... I mean, I have things. If I go for Meowth, that guarantees something, and then I have an attachment. So I can Meowth. I have 2 Darkness. I think I go Ultra Ball for Meowth. And then attach the Darkness, do nothing, just end turn. I'm not going to put the Meowth down quite yet, because, I mean, something could probably happen, but I think they might have it here. Right? Because that's 3 cards. Okay, we're still fine. Those are all useless cards that I cannot use, but I can win with a Meowth for bosses. That is how we win this game, is Meowth for bosses for game. As long as they don't evolve this into a Mega Froslass and the Frogadier into a Mega Greninja, we still have a chance. They have no Mirage Barrage possibilities because I didn't put the Meowth down. If they have Boss, we lose, PB, and you're going to be banned. But they would need Boss, Energy, Night Stretcher off an 11-card hand. That would never happen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so maybe they'll go for a Fez and they won't realize. Maybe they'll just be like, I'm going to go for a Fezandipity, and I don't realize, oh, they got Meowth. Okay, so we lose this one, unfortunately. But this should have been a game I lost completely. Right? I should have, if I could have grabbed a special red card, if I could have just done something. Wait, what? Wait. They have Neo Upper. Oh, yeah, so they go bosses, Neo Upper. Damn. We had such a close chance of winning, but this is just don't play Mega Dragalge. It is not a good card. It is not a good deck. I've tried like 5 different versions. The best version, yeah, I wish I had one of those. The best version that I played was the version, you didn't need to do that, with Mega Froslass, because Mega Froslass is good, and I just played it with Baby Froslass. Do not play Mega Dragalge. It is poison, has too many counters. Even if you can get the poison going, they can retreat. And as you saw, even though I tried Goodra, that didn't work. It is way too much work. I talked about this, Mega Dragalge. It did not do anything. It was the MVP by default, even though it did nothing. So it wasn't the MVP because PDCGL counts damage. It was the MVP because it just chose a random card. And the random card was Dragalge, which no one watching this should ever use.